Devotionals Concerning Marriage Podcast was created to influence its audience to discover thought-provoking insights from the Bible concerning marriage. Therefore, each episode seeks to utilize its audience's Bible study time to influence the minds of believers. The goal of the podcast is to direct the Christian man or woman to model their love for their spouse in similar fashion to God's amazing love for mankind, and to assist the married or single man or woman's use of Scripture as a resource for selecting a God-fearing spouse, or building and maintaining a Christ-centered marriage. For it was the apostle of love, the apostle John, that said in 1 John 4 verse 7, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God, and whoever loves has been born of God and knows God." Thus, what John is explaining to the church is that there is a direct correlation between how someone loves others with their personal relationship with God. In other words, the better someone intimately knows God, then the better they will love others. And this is especially true about the love they will have and show for a spouse. Furthermore, this podcast is not a substitute for relationship counseling by a licensed professional. However, the podcast does provide a Bible-centered resource that discusses Christian principles concerning marriage and provides the naive Christian single with an additional layer of wisdom before marriage, and can be an aid to the struggling married Christian couple going through a rough patch. With that said, the podcast also is a spiritual resource that encourages prayer as a means to train believers to rely on God for guidance concerning marriage. Listeners will appreciate the podcast's use of character studies from the Old Testament as valuable examples. This includes the marriages of Ruth, the prophet Hosea, Adam, and Eve, among others. Additionally, listeners will gain numerous insights from the relationships of these Old Testament figures. As a practical spiritual resource, this podcast is beneficial not only for singles who are engaged to be married, but also for married couples, particularly those looking to strengthen their bond as disciples of Christ. Lastly, if you enjoy a few episodes and find this podcast to be a blessing, please share it with a friend. Thank you.